This AskReddit user asks, "Hey Reddit, what are some ways for teenagers to make money?" Voice acting. Everyone can do it. And once you've done some stuff for free, you can leverage that into paid jobs. I recommend starting on these subreddits. Voice acting. Voice work. Record this. And record this for free. After you've done 4 or 5 free, I'd start moving to paid stuff. For that, I recommend Upwork and Fiverr. It really depends on what kind of work you want to do though. Also, if you feel like you could make it through recording an audiobook, I recommend going to ACX. It's an Amazon Audible-based company and it's fairly easy to find jobs because there are just so many books. Stay away from paid sites like Voices.com and Voices 123 though. You won't make enough money to cover the costs for a while. And there is some sketchy stuff there sometimes. Good luck with whatever you do. I found links in your comment that were not hyperlinked. Voices.com. I did the honors for you. Delete. Pipe. Information. Pipe. Less than 3. If you're in school, buy big multi-bag of sweets or something before school and then sell them for a profit to other kids in your school. I made a couple hundred selling granola bars. And there was a guy at my high school known as the Pop-Tart guy. He made enough to buy a used car when he graduated. Stonks. I made good money as a mover. Me and my brother would help people move. Especially elderly people. And they pay a lot. Sometimes they would rent a U-Haul. Sometimes we would just use my mom's minivan. The hardest part is finding the work. Babysitting. Unfortunately, I'm required to do this for free. Then you've got a reference to start doing it elsewhere and charge for it. Sounds a lot like being paid in exposure. Mow lawns. Sell crack. I mean go to college. To sell crack, wait. DN it. Hey. I'm 18 and from the UK. Here's stuff I've done in the past to earn some money. eBay. I sold some FG weird magazines I found in my loft for minimum £20 profit each. There was like 70 of them. About 10 of them sold for over £100 each, but granted they were some special edition stuff with parts to build a model. That being said, my parents were about to bin them. Look out for Weird ST because there's always one weirdo out there wanting to buy the Weird ST. Reselling designer items. I don't want to go too much into this, but the premise is simple. Look out for limited edition or low stock items such as trainers, e.g., Yeezys, or Supreme. You can make some pretty easy money with not much work at all. Just don't get hooked into buying items that don't have a high resale demand. Get a job. In the current climate, this may be a little more difficult than usual, but I used to do the paper round. A tutoring job. Working in a corner shop. Working in a supermarket, and now I'm working in another supermarket. Jobs are reliable sources of income and usually not too taxing. Shift work may piss you off, but it is what it is. If you're struggling to find a job online, ring places up and ask. In my experience, ringing has been better than applying online. Find something you're good at and make it profitable. I used to repair people's iPhones. Nothing too difficult. Just the screens. The back glass on older models. Sometimes the cameras and the home buttons, etc. People pay a surprising amount for this service. YouTube. Somebody at my university has a gaming compilation channel. All he does is take other people's clips and makes a compilation of the best bits. I don't know how much he makes, but it's a decent whack. He's never short on money. This requires you to be good at editing, but he's AFG idiot, so if he can do it, and you have the time, then you can do it. Good luck. You say you used to repair people's iPhones, but how did you find the clients in the first place? It's something I've been thinking of doing, but I have no idea how I would go about getting clients and generally going about it all. Started out repairing people's phones who I know at school. And then it sort of expanded from them telling other people and their family. I was fairly cheap and I only had one issue ever come up. You could always advertise on Instagram or word of mouth. DN. The side hustles of Gen Z are so varied. All I had was babysitting and occasionally yard work. Drug dealer or working at KFC. I'd rather my kids not get mixed up with KFC. I'd rather my kids not get mixed up. Have you considered dressing each of them differently? Mowing yards. Dog walking whatnot. Or if you're 15/16 a part-time job. My son does odd jobs, yard work. Hauling and cleaning stuff. He charges $10 an hour and has more work than he can do and still manage to play Xbox. This is great if there are seniors around too. I wish I could hire someone to help out my grandma. OnlyFans. PN isn't a smart choice tbh. That ST will haunt you forever. Only for feet pics though. Lennox the Impaler is in all our nightmares. Depending on abilities and inclinations. Tutoring. Learn to code for Alexa. Easy. And program people's devices for home automation tasks. In Russia we wash toilets in hospital. Yeah, it's my first job. Ask elderly neighbors. They generally have labor they are too cheap to pay a professional to do. Best pay I got was emptying a barn for an old man. Got $100 for 2 days of work. In a couple of months it'll be hay season. Ask farmers if they want cheap labor. Some of the worst work to ever exist. And the pay matches. Scrapping, recycling I suppose. But I've never done that. Landscape pavement, other CP labor from small companies. They generally don't have a problem paying under the table for underage work. Also again, old people don't want to mow their own lawn. But they usually still have their own equipment. Ah yes, the mighty sage season. I used to collect scrap metal like aluminium cans. Old brass casings and old copper pipes. Melted them down in a foundry I made and cast ingots. I then sold them to scrap metal dealers. Made 1 HL of a profit after a while. I was wondering why you would melt then into ingots. If you take it to the scrap metal dealer it goes by weight and it will probably end up with the other scrap that still needs melting anyway. At least that's the way it works here in the Netherlands. Same in Britain. It's just easier for storage and a little more fun than just chucking it in a bag and throwing it at a dealer. I never knew where mine went. But they were happy for the purity. I get it. Having a foundry in your backyard is pretty awesome. Check out your neighborhood FB page or Nextdoor app. People are constantly asking for help with odd jobs like cleaning out flower beds. Or carrying off junk, painting, etc. They are usually one-off odd jobs. But in my neighborhood, there's a steady supply of them. Line cook is one of the best ways to get methodical skills and get the experience of working through problems methodically. Also great to learn how to cook basic. Motivates people to go to school to not be a line cook. Depends on age. Younger end I'd say paper boy. Dog walker. Window cleaner. Car washer. Older I'd say corner shop worker. Cleaner. Retail. Barista. Thank you. I'm asking for my 16-year-old son. I'll have to take him into town and apply to some of those places. Best advice is to make him do it himself. No one want to hire someone who needs their parents' help to apply for a job. Good luck to both of you. I'm currently looking for a job at 19. It's hard haha. If you're willing to sell your humanity. Write draw furry PN on Camizin. You don't have to be good at writing or drawing. People will pay you for that stuff. If your father has a decent pressure washer, just teach yourself how to use it and propose to neighbors to wash their walkway cars. Couple that with some basic garden maintenance. If your father has a decent pressure washer, just teach yourself how to use it and propose to neighbors to wash their walkway cars. Just be careful because you could accidentally blow the paint off a car and end up in the hole paying for a new paint job. Well yeah. That is part of the teach yourself how to use it statement, I guess. Nice advice. I think it warrants its own warning. I know how to use a power washer and I've never had an incident after over a decade until last year when I blew some of my own paint off trying to get tree sap off my car. You gotta watch those bumpers. Rocks and salt weaken the paint, making it that much easier to strip. I'm 16 and I'm thinking about working as a video editor over summer, so if he's into that maybe Fiverr could be an option. I've heard Rev.com might be a good spot to earn some cash online. You sign up and transcribe subtitles for videos and get paid for your work. Rev doesn't pay much at all. Unfortunately. Depends. Getting paid $1.25 for every minute of audio you translate? Not bad if you type it fast and have decent hearing. They're not paying $1.25 per minute to the transcriptors. That's just how much they charge for transcription. The audio quality is apparently terrible on most of the jobs they give, which makes it really difficult. Looting seems to be popular. Sell drugs. Online tutoring. I'm sure a lot of parents are looking to keep their kids educated and occupied whilst in lockdown. No travel costs and no face-to-face contact needed. Hello, monsieur. May I ask that? Assuming this pandemic did not happen at all, and we all can go out whenever we want. Does this apply to in-person tutoring? I've been tutoring a lot of people for free. And I really hope that in-person tutoring does not count because I will be greatly PD. My brother did in-person tutoring and would charge. He'd never do it for free. I always got offers to do in-person tutoring too, and my dad would recommend at least $25 USD or greater. Granted, I was being asked for calculus, but I was hanging out with my fiancé, then girlfriend, instead. If you're helping peers, people probably won't pay. But if you're tutoring strangers, then you probably should charge. Sites like Swagbucks, Microsoft Rewards, etc. I've tried those and they always just ask a bunch of questions and then never give me any rewards. Start writing blogs. Articles. Don't mind if you are being paid less amount in the start and only focus on your skills. Ultimately, one day you will get paid. Other than a traditional job. Mowing lawns, power washing, shoveling snow, washing cars, painting, fences, doors, decks, etc., and walking dogs. I did all of the above as a teen and got paid $15 minus 20 per lawn. $10 minus 15 per driveway shoveled. Anywhere from $10 minus 20 per hours for power wash jobs. Various lump sums for painting and $15 per car wash. And not to sound sexist, but babysitting as long as you're a girl. Not many people want to hire a male babysitter, unfortunately. Not many people want to hire a male babysitter, unfortunately. True. And they want to hire a teenage boy babysitter even less. Edit. So this comment is getting more attention than I thought it would. I am speaking generally. I'm all for male sitters. Male, female, any job as long the person is good at it. But you know, made apparent by the updudes. That is the general consensus. And I guess I am thinking about if I would hire teenage me to watch children, and that's a hard no. Hey, wait a second. You might have a chance if your family knows people who have young kids. They might trust you more since they know you. Yay, but I thought the conversation was about more steady income and not just a couple of one-offs when your aunt or something needs a sitter. I guess your aunt or something could need a sitter often, but that's still counting on having an aunt or something that's okay with you being a teenage boy and a sitter. High school black market. Trust me. Try selling some old stuff that you might have lying around, such as Lego or an old game console. What age range are we on about? Might not be legal. Might not want to do it. But you could sell your body as a weapon for hire, or become a prostitute. Not exactly good for the soul. Not necessarily legal. But you can make some money this way. Yes. Pays slightly above minimum wage. If you're not extremely desperate. I think prostitution is a horrible advice. Especially if we're talking about work for teenagers. There's so much abuse in the sex industry. Oh, sorry. I guess I should have added S at the end there. I also don't condone being a controlled assassin. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more videos.